To succeed in gymnastics, it takes strength, determination, dedication, and it takes you. The USA Gymnastics Foundation raises funds to empower athletes at all levels and disciplines of our sport and to enrich communities for all-around success. Give to the USA Gymnastics Foundation today because their success starts with you.
Welcome to the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships here at Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. Tonight's competition features the nation's top senior elite men's gymnasts. They're all here in New Orleans, contending for medals on each event, striving for a time-honored spot on the U.S. national team, and vying to become the senior men's all-around champion of the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. And now, the senior men that are here to compete in the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Starting off on floor for University of Nebraska, Taylor Christopoulos. For Air Force, Patrick Hoops. For University of Nebraska, Christopher Heiser. For University of Illinois, Preston Guy. For University of Nebraska, Alexandru Netachi. For University of Nebraska, Max Auden. And for University of Illinois, Brandon Dang. Starting off on pommel horse, for Evo Gymnastics, Stephen Netarasic. For Evo Gymnastics, Donnell Wittenberg. For Evo Gymnastics, Brody Malone. For Evo Gymnastics, Jackson Harrison. For 5280 Gymnastics, Joey Nieves. For Evo Gymnastics, Alex Diab. And for Evo Gymnastics, Danila Lakin. Starting off on rings, for Ohio State University, David Ramirez. For Ohio State University, Drake Andrews. For Ohio State University, Christian Grahovsky. For Ohio State University, Jesse Lee Pekeli. For Minnesota Men's Gymnastics, David Grossman. For Ohio State University, Parker Thaxton. For Ohio State University, Cameron Nelson. Starting off on vault, for University of Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bettis. For University of Oklahoma, Sasha Boganosiuk. For Penn State University, Luke Esparro. For University of Oklahoma, Kelton Christensen. For Penn State University, Joshua Carnes. For University of Oklahoma, Alex Dubler. And for University of Oklahoma, Nathan Roman. Starting off on parallel bars. For University of Michigan, Frederick Richard. For University of Michigan, Charlie Larson. For University of Michigan, Carson Eshelman. For West Point Gymnastics, Dante Reeve. For University of Michigan, Harrison Mansberger. And for University of Michigan, Crew Bold. Starting off on high bar. For Stanford University, David Shaba. For Stanford University, Colt Walker. For Stanford University, June Ey. For Stanford University, Taylor Burkhardt. For Stanford University, Kai Uemara. For Stanford University, Asher Hong. And for Stanford University, Kieran Mandava. These are the senior men competing in the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships. At this time, we invite you to please rise, remove your hats, and direct your attention to our nation's colors. Here to sing our national anthem, Grammy mentor and the very first Whitney Houston Legacy Voice Award winner, New Orleans superstar, Denicia.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? We're so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
Denicia. Gymnasts may now prepare for competition in tonight's final night of competition for senior men at the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. begin the warm-up for rotation 1. This is the second of 2 days of competition for senior men. Individual event scores and up-to-the-moment standings will appear on the arena scoreboards. Each day's scores will be combined to determine final placement on each apparatus and in the all-around competition. An award ceremony will follow tonight's final session, honoring the top 6 on each apparatus and in the all-around competition. Gymnasts that opt to compete with 2 vaults will be eligible for vault medals. Today's Senior Men's Award Ceremony will also include Team USA selections, World Championships team selections, and Pan American Games selections for 2025. Each gymnastics routine will be judged on the merits of content and the athletic execution of that content. The score for each routine is determined by adding together the routine's difficulty score and execution score. And now, introducing the USA Gymnastics judges for the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships men's competition. The men's technical director is Dan Bachman. The superior jury is Butch Zunick. Our competition manager is Celeste Hamill. Judging on floor are Sho Nakamori, Craig Nesbitt, Tim Michaels, and John Portillo. The judges on pommel horse are Peter Weiging, Adam Hattersley, Andy Brown, and Kevin Munes. The judges on rings are Michael Ash, Kathy Sue Rupp, Tom Kutz, and Jonathan Corbett. Judging on vault are Nat Hammond, Mick Kurth, Aaron Fortunato, and Larry Byerly. The judges on parallel bars are Nate Dodson, Cameron Sweeney, Brian Meeker, and Paul Evat. And judging on high bar are Dave Johnson, Lenny Lucarello, Evan Shaw, and Eric Briley.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've already made my way up here in the crowd for all of our rotation breaks. My buddy Flip's with me as well. First thing we're going to do tonight is what we call the flex cam. I've got some participants here with me. They're going to help me out, showing me their best muscles. If you see yourself up on the big screen, show us what you're working with. Let's see those flexes. Looking strong. Okay, triceps.
Got some tickets to the gun show?
She wasn't ready.
I'm here to pump you up.
All right, you you guys. Great job. Back to the action on the floor.
This concludes the warm-up, and competition begins with the start of rotation 1. Starting off on floor for Nebraska, Taylor Christopoulos. Starting off on pommel horse for Evo, Steven Nedarasic. Starting off on rings for Ohio State, David Ramirez. On vault for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. On parallel bars for Michigan, Frederick Richard. And starting off on high bar for Stanford, David Shama. Fuzzy Bennis of Oklahoma on vault. Coming up next on vault for Oklahoma will be Sasha Boganosiuk. David Shama of Stanford on high bar. Up next on high bar for Stanford will be Colt Walker. David Ramirez of Ohio State on rings. Up next on rings for Ohio State, Drake Andrews. Frederick Richard of Michigan on parallel bars. Up next on P-bars for Michigan, Carson Eshelman. Taylor Christopoulos of Nebraska on floor. Up next on floor for Nebraska, Christopher Heiser. Steven Nedarasic of Evo on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Evo will be Brody Malone. Sasha Boganosiuk of Oklahoma on vault. Coming up next on vault for Penn State will be Joshua Carnes. Now on rings for Ohio State, Drake Andrews.
Easy does it, man. You've been here before. We trust you, man. We trust you. You go! Let's go! Attack this! Come on, you know how to do
Drake Andrews of Ohio State on rings. Coming up next on rings for Ohio State, Christian Grahovsky. Joshua Carnes of Penn State on vault. Up next on vault for Oklahoma will be Alex Dubler. Colt Walker of Stanford on high bar. Up next on high bar for Stanford will be June Ewai. Christopher Heiser of Nebraska on floor. Coming up next on floor for Nebraska will be Alexandra Natachi. Carson Eshelman of Michigan on parallel bars. Up next on P-bars for West Point, Dante Reed. Brody Malone of Evo on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommels for 5280 will be Joey Nieves. Christian Grahovsky of Ohio State on rings. Alex Dubler of Oklahoma on vault.
Come on, get comfortable, man. Get comfortable, baby. Go now. Attack it.
Up next on vault for Oklahoma will be Nathan Roman. Now on vault for Penn State, Joshua Karn. June Ewai of Stanford on high bar. Up next on high bar for Stanford, Taylor Burkhart. Alexander Natachi of Nebraska on floor. Now on rings for Ohio State, Jesse Lee Pikeli. Jesse Lee Pikeli of Ohio State on rings. Up next on rings for Minnesota men's will be David Grossman. Alex Dubler of Oklahoma on vault. Coming up next on vault for Oklahoma, Nathan Roman. Krugvold of Michigan on parallel bars. Nathan Roman of Oklahoma on vault. Danila Lakin of Evo on pommel horse. Taylor Burkhart of Stanford on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for Stanford will be Kai Uemura. David Grossman of Minnesota men's on rings. Coming up next on rings for Ohio State will be Cameron Nelson. Now on rings for Ohio State, Cameron Nelson. Now on high bar for Stanford, Kai Uemura. Kai Uemura of Stanford on high bar. Cameron Nelson of Ohio State on rings. Coming up next on high bar for Stanford will be Asher Hong. Now on high bar for Stanford, Asher Hong. Asher Hong of Stanford on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for Stanford will be Kieran Mandava. Now on high bar for Stanford, Kieran Mandava. Kieran Mandava of Stanford on high bar. This concludes competition in the first rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their second event in the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships, second night of competition. Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 2. Saturday afternoon, the class of 2025 was officially inducted into the USA Gymnastics. Each year, the USA Gymnastics Athletes Council presents the Robert Miller Spirit of the Flame Award to recognize individuals who have demonstrated leadership, strength, and determination in an extraordinary way. Tonight, we recognize the 2025 Spirit of the Flame honoree, Jillian Markham, a 17-year-old trampoline and tumbling and artistic gymnast from Round Rock, Texas. In early February of this year, Jillian experienced a life-threatening head injury on the trampoline. As she healed and looked to return to the sport, Jillian focused on reassuring teammates, especially younger athletes who had witnessed the accident. After completing a long recovery, Jillian stepped back into training. She most recently competed at the 2025 Elite Challenge in Jacksonville, Florida in May, where she finished top 10 in Elite qualifying. Please join us in welcoming your 2025 Spirit of the Flame winner, Jillian Markham.
How you doing, Jillian? Give it up for her one more time. Jillian, can you tell us what it means to win a recognition like this?
Well, it's an honor. I mean, I'm very nervous, but this is so crazy. I just can't believe that it's something this big when I was just trying to do what was right. You know, it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. So earlier this year, you sustained a pretty serious injury in practice. So can you share what kept you motivated to keep going?
Well, what kept me motivated was, one, my teammates. I was very scared that I scared them so much that they were going to be like too shaken to do gymnastics themselves. And obviously I didn't want that. So that was one of my biggest motivators. And then the second is I have this best friend, and we are like low-key competing. We have been since we were like really little. So I can't get behind. So.
Very cool, I understand. So you're a source of inspiration for all younger athletes. Is there any advice that you can give them when they might get an injury?
Yeah, so, well, setbacks happen like this a lot, and they're hard. They're difficult to cope with and come back from, but you could also see them as opportunities to grow in your resilience and get back and just show people that it's not the injury that's going to hold you back, but it's the opportunity that comes from it that makes you stronger.
Love that, love that. So looking ahead, what are some of the goals that you have for next year?
Well, I plan on becoming elite, hopefully. I've been working really hard since coming back to the gym last November. I've been trying my best to get to the top of my level, try and be the best I can before I go off to college, and hopefully when I get to college, I'm still able to do TNT, and that's the goal, that's the plan, so.
Awesome. Everybody give it up for Jillian one more time. Congratulations on the award. Good luck moving forward. We can't wait to see your journey. Back to the action here on the floor.
With 6 rotations complete on Thursday and 1 tonight, 5 to go. Here are your top 5 in the all-around in the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships for senior men. Currently in 5th place for Penn State, Joshua Carnes. In 4th place for Michigan, Frederick Richard. In 2nd place for Stanford, Colt Walker. In 2nd place for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bettis. And leading the contest so far with a 97.485 in the all-around for Stanford, Asher Hahn. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 2. Starting off on floor for Stanford, Colt Walker. On pommel horse for Air Force, Patrick Hoops. On rings for Evo, Danelle Wittenberg. On vault for Ohio State, Drake Andrews. On parallel bars for Oklahoma, Sasha Boganosiuk. And on high bar for Michigan, Carson Eshelman. Drake Andrews of Ohio State on vault. Up next on vault for Ohio State will be Christian Gachowski. Patrick Hoops of Air Force on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Illinois will be, for Nebraska will be Alex. Up next on pommels for Illinois will be Preston Guy. Sasha Boganosiuk of Oklahoma on parallel bars. Danelle Wittenberg of Evo on rings. Carson Eshelman of Michigan on high bar. And that was Colt Walker of Stanford on floor. Coming up next on floor for Stanford will be June Iwe. Christian Grahovsky of Ohio State on vault. Up next on pommel horse for Illinois, Preston Guy. Coming up on rings for Evo, Brody Malone. Coming up on vault for Ohio State, Jesse Lee Pikeli. And up next on high bar for West Point will be Dante Reed. Now on parallel bars for Penn State, Joshua Carnes. Now on pommel horse for Illinois, Preston Guy. Jesse Lee Pikeli of Ohio State on vault. Up next on vault for Minnesota will be David Grossman. Preston Guy for Illinois on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Nebraska, Alexandru Natachi. Joshua Carnes of Penn State on parallel bars. Up next on P-bars for Oklahoma, Alex Dubler. Dante Reeve of West Point on high bar. Coming up on high bar for Michigan, Crew Bold. June Ey of Stanford on floor. Up next on floor for Stanford will be Taylor Burkhart. Now on vault for Minnesota, David Grossman. David Grossman of Minnesota on vault. Now on rings for Evo, Brody Malone. Coming up next on vault for Ohio State will be Cameron Nelson. Now on high bar for Michigan, Crew Bold. Alexandru Natachi of Nebraska on pommel horse. Brody Malone of Evo on rings. Alex Dubler of Oklahoma on P-bars. Crew Bold of Michigan on high bar. Cameron Nelson of Ohio State on vault. Up next on pommel horse for Nebraska will be Alex Auden. Coming up on rings for 5280, Joey Nieves. Next up on vault for Ohio State will be David Ramirez. Coming up on parallel bars for Oklahoma, Nathan Roman. And next up on high bar for Michigan, Frederick Richard. Taylor Burkhardt of Stanford on floor. Coming up next on floor for Stanford will be Kai Uemura. David Ramirez of Ohio State on vault. Joey Nieves of 5280 on rings. Max Auden of Nebraska on pommel horse. Nathan Roman of Oklahoma on parallel bars. Coming up next on pommel horse for Illinois will be Brandon Dang. Up next on rings for Evo will be Alex Diab. And coming up next on P-bars for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bettis. Now on floor for Stanford, Kai Uemura. Frederick Richard of Michigan on high bar. Now on vault for Ohio State, David Ramirez. David Ramirez of Ohio State on vault. Now on rings for Evo, Alex Diab. Now on parallel bars for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bettis. Brandon Dang of Illinois on pommel horse. Kai Uemura of Stanford on floor. Coming up next on floor for Stanford, Asher Hahn. Up next on pommel horse for Nebraska, Taylor Christopoulos. Fuzzy Bettis of Oklahoma on P-bars. Coming up next on pommel horse for Nebraska will be Taylor Christopoulos. Alex Diab of Evo on rings. Coming up next on rings for Evo, Danila Lakin. Now on pommel horse for Nebraska, Taylor Christopoulos. Now on floor for Stanford, Asher Hong. Taylor Christopoulos of Nebraska on pommel horse. Asher Hong of Stanford on floor. Now on rings for Evo, Danila Lakin. Danila Lakin of Evo on rings. Coming up next on floor for Stanford will be Kiran Mandava. Now on floor for Stanford, Kiran Mandava. Kiran Mandava of Stanford on floor. Coming up next on floor for Stanford will be David Sharma. Now on floor for Stanford, David Sharma. David Sharma of Stanford on floor. This concludes competition in the second rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their third event on the second and final night for senior men at the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 3.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're up here in the crowd for another rotation break game. This is one of my favorites. It's dad versus daughter trivia. I've got Millie and Drew here with me right now. We've got some very good questions for both. Whoever gets the most right, that's our winners. Millie, are you ready? All right, Drew, you ready? Let's do it. Millie, we're going to start with you, okay? Our mascot, Flip, what is his name?
Flip.
That is correct. All right, Dad, she's off to a hot start. Here we go. What is the New Orleans official city dish?
Jambalaya?
No, sir. Shrimp and grits. 1-0. All right, Millie, here you go. What city or state is this 2025 Xfinity Championships being held in?
New Orleans.
That is correct. All right, Dad, here we go. Let's see if you can catch up to your very smart daughter. In 2011, what instrument got banned in the New Orleans only during Mardi Gras?
The tuba.
Bagpipes. Close. All right, Millie, time for a commanding lead. Where will the 2028 Olympics be held?
Not Los Angeles.
That is correct. All right, Dad, here we go. Room 1463 at Hotel Monteleone is permanently and unofficially reserved for who?
Barack Obama.
No. A ghost named Maurice. All right. You've already won, Millie, but we're going to go ahead and ask this fourth question here. What are the women's gymnastics events? There's 4 of them.
Vault.
Floor.
And floor.
Beam.
Beam.
Uneven bars.
Uneven bars.
That is correct. All right, Dad, you're not going to win, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Instead of traditional pavement, what are some of the roads in New Orleans made out of?
Brick.
Nope. Crushed oyster shells. Millie, you have dominated your dad 4-0. Give it up for Millie. Great job. Awesome father-dad competition there. Back to the action down on the floor.
With 2 rotations down and 4 remaining on the second and final night of senior men's competition at the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships, here are your top 5 in the all-around. Currently in 5th place for Stanford, June E.Y. In 4th place for Michigan, Frederick Richard. In 3rd place for Stanford, Colt Walker. In 2nd place for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. And leading the way for Stanford with a cumulative score of 112.693, Asher Hahn. They are your leaders heading into rotation 3 of the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships for senior men. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 3. Starting off on floor for Michigan, Charlie Larson. On pommel horse for Stanford, June Ewy. On rings for Nebraska, Christopher Heiser. On vault for Evo, Jackson Harrison. On parallel bars for Ohio State, Christian Grahovsky. And now on high bar for Oklahoma, Kelton Christensen. Jackson Harrison of Evo on vault. Coming up next on vault for 5280, Joey Nieves. Christopher Heiser of Nebraska on rings. Up next on rings for Illinois will be Preston Guy. Christian Grahofsky of Ohio State on parallel bars. Charlie Larson of Michigan on floor. Jun Ewai of Stanford on pommel horse. Kelton Christensen of Oklahoma on high bar. Up next on floor for West Point will be Dante Reeve. Coming up on pommel horse for Stanford, Kai Uemura. Coming up next on parallel bars for Ohio State will be Jesse Lee Pikeli. And coming up next on high bar for Penn State, Joshua Carnes. Joey Nieves of 5280 on vault. Coming up next on vault for Evo, Danila Lakin. Now on pommel horse for Stanford, Kai Uemura. Preston Guy of Illinois on ring. Now on high bar for Penn State, Joshua Carnes. Jesse Lee Pikeli of Ohio State on parallel bars. Up next on rings for Nebraska will be Alexandru Natachi. Coming up next on parallel bars for Minnesota, David Grossman. Kai Uemura of Stanford on pommel horse. Danila Lakin of Evo on vault. Joshua Carnes of Penn State on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for Oklahoma, Alex Dubler. Dante Reeve of West Point on floor. Up next on floor for Michigan will be Crew Bold. Coming up next on pommel horse for Stanford will be Asher Hahn. Alexandru Natachi of Nebraska on rings. Now on pommel horse for Stanford, Asher Hahn. David Grossman of Minnesota on parallel bars. Up next on P-bars for Ohio State will be David Ramirez. pommel horse. Coming up next on pommels for Stanford will be Kiran Mandava. Now on rings for Nebraska, Taylor Christopoulos. Crew Bold of Michigan on floor. Coming up next on floor for Michigan, Frederick Richard. Alex Dubler of Oklahoma on high bar. Taylor Christopoulos of Nebraska on rings. Up next on high bar for Oklahoma will be Nathan Roman. David Ramirez of Ohio State on parallel bars. Coming up next on P-bars for Ohio State will be Drake Andrews. Now on pommel horse for Stanford, Kiran Mandava. Frederick Richard of Michigan on floor. Now on high bar for Oklahoma, Nathan Roman. Kiran Mandava of Stanford on pommel horse. Nathan Roman of Oklahoma on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for Oklahoma will be Fuzzy Venice. Coming up next on pommel horse for Stanford will be David Shama. Drake Andrews of Ohio State on parallel bars. Now on high bar for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Venice. Now on pommel horse for Stanford, David Shama. Fuzzy Venice of Oklahoma on high bar. David Shama of Stanford on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommel horse for Stanford will be Colt Walker. Coming up next on high bar for Oklahoma will be Sasha Boganosiuk. Now on pommel horse for Stanford, Colt Walker. Walker of Stanford on pommel horse. Now on high bar for Oklahoma, Sasha Boganosiuk. Sasha Boganosiuk of Oklahoma on high bar. This concludes competition in the third rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their fourth event in the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships final night for senior men. Gymnasts may now begin to warm up for rotation 4. The National Gymnastics Judges Association Frank J. Comiskey Hall of Fame Award is the highest honor bestowed in men's gymnastics judging in the USA. It recognizes exceptional careers and lasting contributions to both the NGJA and the broader gymnastics community. The 2025 NGJA Frank J. Comiskey Hall of Fame Award recipient is John Corbett. John has been an active member of the gymnastics community for more than 40 years. As an athlete, he attended the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and after his competitive career, he has achieved international recognition for his contributions to the sport as a judge. John is the current NGJA president and an FIG Brevet Category 1 judge. He has judged multiple U.S. championships, Olympic trials, Pan American championships, World championships, and the inaugural Youth Olympic Games. In 2019, John was honored by the International Gymnastics Federation with the FIG Gold Award for longevity and service in judging at the highest levels of elite international competition. Representing the NGJA to present this honor today is Dan Bachman, former NGJA president and technical director of the U.S. Championships. Please join us in a round of applause for your 2025 NGJA Frank J. Comiskey Hall of Fame inductee, John Corbett.
All right, folks, up here in the crowd, for one of the favorite moments of our breaks is the Lion King cam. I've got some folks here to help me out. Why don't you take the lead from these folks and lift your Simba in the air?
We are now at the halfway point of the second and final night of competition for senior men at the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Let's take a look at the top 5 in the all-around heading into the final 3 rotations. Currently in 3rd place for University of Michigan, Frederick Richard. Well, let's go with 5th place. 5th place for Penn State is Joshua Carnes. In 4th place for Stanford, Colt Walker. In 3rd place for Michigan, Frederick Richard. In 2nd place for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bettis. And your leader in the contest with a 126.293 in the all-around for Stanford, Asher Hahn. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 4. Starting off on floor for Penn State, Joshua Carnes. On pommel horse for West Point, Dante Reeve. On rings for Stanford, Taylor Burkhart. On vault for Illinois, Preston Guy. On parallel bars for 5280, Joey Nieves. And starting off on high bar for Ohio State, Jesse Lee Pikelli. First up on vault for Nebraska will be Alexandra Natachi. Alexandra Natachi of Nebraska on vault. Taylor Burkhart of Stanford on rings. Joey Nieves of 5280 on parallel bars. Jesse Lee Pikelli of Ohio State on high bar. Dante Reeve of West Point on pommel horse. Coming up next on floor for Oklahoma will be Alex Dubler. Up next on pommels for Michigan, Aronson Mansberger. Coming up on rings for Stanford, Kai Uemura. Up next on vault for Nebraska, Max Auden. Up next on parallel bars for Evo, Dania Lakin. And up next on high bar for Minnesota, David Grossman. Max Auden of Nebraska on vault. Up next on vault for Nebraska will be Taylor Christopoulos. David Grossman of Minnesota on high bar. Daniela Lakin of Evo on parallel bars. Kai Uemura of Stanford on rings. All right. Alex Dubler of Oklahoma on floor. Coming up next on floor for Oklahoma, Nathan Roman. Taylor Christopoulos of Nebraska on vault. Up next on vault for Nebraska will be Christopher Heiser. Coming up on pommel horse for Michigan, Frederick Richard. Coming up next on high bar for Ohio State will be David Ramirez. Up next on parallel bars for Evo will be Donnell Wittenberg. And coming up on rings for Stanford, Asher Hong. David Ramirez of Ohio State on high bar. Christopher Heiser of Nebraska on vault. Now on floor for Oklahoma, Nathan Roman. Now on rings for Stanford, Asher Hong. Donnell Wittenberg of Evo on parallel bars. Coming up next on parallel bars for Evo, Brody Malone. Now on high bar for Ohio State, Drake Andrews. Nathan Roman of Oklahoma on floor. Asher Hong of Stanford on rings. Frederick Richard of Michigan on pommel horse. Now on parallel bars for Evo, Brody Malone. Drake Andrews of Ohio State on high bar. Coming up next on floor for Oklahoma will be Fuzzy Bennis. Coming up next on rings for Stanford, Kieran Mandava. And up next on high bar for Ohio State will be Christian Grahovsky. Brody Malone of Evo on parallel bars. Now on floor for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. Now on rings for Stanford, Kieran Mandava. Now on high bar for Ohio State, Christian Grahofsky. Kieran Mandava of Stanford on rings. Coming up next on rings for Stanford will be David Shama. Fuzzy Bennis of Oklahoma on floor. Christian Grahofsky of Ohio State on high bar. Coming up next on rings for Stanford will be David Shama. Coming up next on floor for Oklahoma, Sasha Boganosiuk. Now on rings for Stanford, David Shama. Now on floor for Oklahoma, Sasha Boganosiuk. David Shama of Stanford on rings. Coming up next on rings for Stanford will be Colt Walker. Sasha Boganosiuk of Oklahoma on floor. Now on rings for Stanford, Colt Walker. Colt Walker of Stanford on rings. Coming up next on rings for Stanford will be Jun Iwe. Now on rings for Stanford, Jun Iwe. Jun Iwe of Stanford on rings. This concludes competition in the fourth rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their fifth event in the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships for senior men. Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 5.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to one of our more fun and games portion of our breaks we got here. This is one of my favorites. It's our dance cam. I'm told that these three individuals right here are some of the best dancers in the whole house. They're going to get us started. DJ, what do you got for our dance track? Here we go, here we go, here we go! Put them together, put them together.
Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time.
Oh.
Right foot, let's go. Left foot, let's go. Cha-cha now, y'all. Now it's time to get funky. To the right now. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Chop, chop, real smooth. Let's go to work. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time. 2 hops this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Keep moving.
All right, great job, you guys. Back to the action, down on the floor.
We're in the home stretch of the senior men's competition of the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Here's a quick look at the all-around rankings with 2 rotations left. Currently in 5th place for Penn State, Joshua Carnes. In 4th place for Stanford, Colt Walker. In 3rd place for University of Michigan, Frederick Richard. In 2nd place for U of Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. And still leading the way with a 140.761 in the all-around for Stanford, Asher Hahn. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 5. Starting off on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Alex Dubler. On rings for Michigan, Frederick Richard. On vault for Stanford, Kai Uemura. On parallel bars for Nebraska, Alexandru Natachi. And on high bar for Evo, Danila Lakin. Kai Uemura of Stanford on vault. Up next on vault for Stanford, Asher Hahn. Alex Dubler of Oklahoma on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Nathan Roman. Frederick Richard of Michigan on rings. Coming up next on rings for Michigan, Carson Eshelman. Alexander Natachi of Nebraska on parallel bars. Up next on P-bars for Nebraska will be Max Auden. Danila Lakin of Evo on high bar. Up next on high bar for Evo will be Donnell Wittenberg. David Grossman of Minnesota men's team on floor. Asher Hong of Stanford on vault. Up next on vault for Stanford will be Kieran Mandava. Up next on vault will be the second vault for Asher Hahn, followed by Kieran Mandava. Coming up on floor for Ohio State, Cameron Nelson. Thank you. Christopoulos of Nebraska on parallel bars. Now the second vault for Stanford's Asher Hahn. Moments ago on rings for Michigan, Carson Eshelman. Up next on rings for West Point will be Dante Reed. Asher Hogg of Stanford on vault. Moments ago on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Nathan Roman. Up next on pommels for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Venice. Now on high bar for Evo, Donnell Wittenberg. Up next on vault for Stanford will be Kieran Mandava. Now on floor for Ohio State, Cameron Nelson. Danelle Wittenberg of Evo on high bar. Kieran Mandava of Stanford on vault. Up next on vault for Stanford will be David Shama. Up next on high bar for Evo, Brody Malone. Dante Reeve of West Point on rings. Now on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Venice. Cameron Nelson of Ohio State on floor. Up next on floor for Ohio State will be David Ramirez. Coming up next on floor for Stanford will be David Shama. Now on vault for Stanford, David Shama. Fuzzy Venice of Oklahoma on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Oklahoma will be Sasha Boganosiuk. Coming up next on high bar for Evo will be Brody Malone. David Shama of Stanford on vault. Next up on vault for Stanford will be Colt Walker. Now on high bar for Evo, Brody Malone.
Got this, Brody. When you're ready, come on now. Let's go. Aggressive, come on, Brody. Come on, Brody. Own it, come on. You got this, Brody. Let's go.
Now on floor for Ohio State, David Ramirez. Now on vault for Stanford, Colt Walker. Brody Malone of Evo on high bar. Now on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Sasha Boganosiuk. Colt Walker of Stanford on vault. Coming up next on vault for Stanford, June Ey. Up next on high bar for Evo will be Jackson Harrison. David Ramirez of Ohio State on floor. Sasha Boganosiuk of Oklahoma on pommel horse. Up next on floor for Ohio State will be Drake Andrews. Up next on pommel horse for Oklahoma will be Kelton Christensen. Now on vault for Stanford, June Ey. June Ey of Stanford on vault. Coming up on vault for Stanford will be Taylor Burkhart. Now on high bar for Evo, Jackson Harrison. Now on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Kelton Christensen. Now on vault for Stanford, Taylor Burkhart. Jackson Harrison of Evo on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for 5280, Joey Nieves. Taylor Burkhart of Stanford on vault. Drake Andrews of Ohio State on floor. Coming up next on floor for Ohio State will be Christian Grahovsky. Now on pommel horse for Penn State, Joshua Carnes. Coming up next on high bar for 5280 will be Joey Nieves. Joshua Carnes of Penn State on pommel horse. Now on floor for Ohio State, Christian Grahovsky. Joey Nieves of 5280 on high bar. Christian Grahovsky of Ohio State on floor. Coming up next on floor for Ohio State will be Jessie Lee Pikelli. Now on floor for Ohio State, Jessie Lee Pikelli. Jessie Lee Pikelli of Ohio State on floor. This concludes competition in the 5th rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their 6th and final event of the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships for senior men. Gymnasts may now begin to warm up for rotation 6.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, up here for another game time in our break. This is Name That Tune. I've got the red team with the red flag on my right, yellow team with the yellow flag on my left. Object of the game, DJ's going to play a song. Whoever raises their flag first and can name the song correctly gets a point. Whoever has the most points at the end is the winner. You guys ready? Ready? Here we go. All right, DJ, what do you got for track number 1?
I know the artist.
No, just the song.
All right. Yellow team, what do you got?
$1 Million Baby.
That is correct. $1 Million Baby. All right. 1-0 for the yellow team. DJ, track number 2. All right, Red.
It's Bluey.
That is correct, the Bluey theme song. All right, 1-1. Nice little competition here. Here we go. Track number 3. What we got? Oh, that was very close. I believe Red was first.
They not like us.
They are not. You are correct. All right, 2-1 Red. Here we go. Track number 4. Oh, yellow. Here we go. What do you got?
Ticka ticka boom.
Tick, tick, boom. That's right. 2-2. All right. I see you carrying the weight over here. All right, here we go. All right, track number 5, DJ. What do we got? Red waved it first.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We do not talk about Bruno. All righty, that's correct. All right, 3-2 Red. DJ, track number 6. All right, what we got, yellow?
Feeling good.
Sunday best.
Sunday best, that's right. All right. All right. 4-2 Red. Here we go. Track number 7. All right, Red.
Low.
That is correct. 5-2 Red, taking a commanding lead. All right, DJ, track number 8. What do we got? Oh, goodness. I think Red slipped in just in time. What is it?
Pink Pony Club.
That is it. All right. One more for a grand total. This last one's for 5 points. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can. Here we go. Oh, yellow. Yellow, what do you got?
Lose yourself.
Yeah, boy. All right, the 5-point question. It brings us to 7-6, excuse me, for the yellow team. Winners on my left. Give it up. Good job, you guys. Back to the action down on the floor.
It's official. It is crunch time for senior men at the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. One rotation to go. Let's take a look at the top 5 in the all-around. Currently in 5th place for Penn State, Joshua Carnes. In 4th place for Stanford, Colt Walker. In 3rd place for Michigan, Frederick Richard. In 2nd place for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. And leading the way with a 156.02 in the all-around for Stanford, Asher Hahn. This concludes the warm-up and competition resumes with rotation 6. Starting off on floor for Evo, Jackson Harrison. Starting off on pommel horse for Ohio State, Parker Thaxton. Starting off on rings for Oklahoma, Nathan Roman. Starting off on vault for Michigan, Charlie Larson. Starting off on parallel bars for Stanford, Asher Hahn. And starting off on high bar for Nebraska, Taylor Christopoulos. Charlie Larson of Michigan on vault. Up next on vault for West Point, Dante Reeve. Asher Hong of Stanford on parallel bars. Parker Thaxton of Ohio State on pommel horse. Nathan Roman of Oklahoma on rings. Taylor Christopoulos of Nebraska on high bar. Jackson Harrison of Evo on floor. Now on vault for West Point, Dante Reeve. Coming up on floor for 5280, Joey Nieves. Up next on pommel horse for Ohio State, David Ramirez. Coming up on rings for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bettis. Dante Reeve of West Point on vault. Up next on parallel bars for Stanford, Kieran Mandava. And coming up next on high bar for Nebraska, Alexandru Netachi. Kieran Mandava of Stanford on parallel bars. Coming up next on P-bars for Stanford will be David Shama. Frederick Rexard of Michigan on vault. Joey Nieves of 5280 on floor. David Ramirez of Ohio State on pommel horse. Alexandru Netachi of Nebraska on high bar. Coming up next on floor for Evo will be Danila Lakin. Fuzzy Bettis of Oklahoma on rings. Up next on pommel horse for Ohio State will be Drake Andrews. Coming up on rings for Oklahoma, Sasha Boganosiuk. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, David Shama. David Shama of Stanford on parallel bars. Coming up next on P-bars for Stanford will be Colt Walker. Drake Andrews of Ohio State on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Ohio State will be Christian Grahofsky. Danila Lakin of Evo on floor. Sasha Boganosiuk of Oklahoma on rings. Coming up next on rings for Penn State will be Luke Esparo. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, Colt Walker. Colt Walker of Stanford on parallel bars. Now on pommel horse for Ohio State, Christian Grahofsky. Coming up next on parallel bars for Stanford will be June Ewai. Luke Esparo of Penn State on rings. Coming up next on rings for Penn State will be Joshua Carnes. Christian Grahofsky of Ohio State on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommel horse for Ohio State will be Jesse Lee Pichelli. Now on rings for Penn State, Joshua Carnes. Joshua Carnes of Penn State on rings. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, June Eway. Jesse Lee Kelly of Ohio State on pommel horse. June Eway of Stanford on parallel bars. Coming up next on parallel bars for Stanford will be Taylor Burkhart. Coming up next on rings for Oklahoma, Alex Dubler. And up next on pommel horse for Minnesota will be David Grossman. Alex Dubler of University of Oklahoma on rings. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, Taylor Burkhart. David Grossman of Minnesota men's program on pommel horse. Taylor Burkhart of Stanford on parallel bars. Coming up next on parallel bars for Stanford will be Kai Uemura. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, Kai Uemura. Stanford on parallel bars. This concludes competition in the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships for senior men. Please join us in recognizing all of these talented athletes. We are now just moments away from the presentation of awards. Consider this a personal invitation to join us for the medal ceremony, honoring the top athletes of the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships for senior men. And the first ever introduction of your 2025 national team for senior men. Many thanks to our judges for all of their hard work and dedication throughout this competition.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we're down here on the floor with the goodest boy in all the land. This is Beacon and Tracy. He is our dog that takes care of all the athletes. There's so many great things for everybody. And one of our partners here with USA Gymnastics is Sattva. They are known for luxury handmade beds here in the United States, and they have so graciously gifted Beacon his very own restorative sleep bed. Beacon is going to get a little test drive on that right now. Well done. Sattva is also an official sponsor of USA Gymnastics, as well as signed on as the sponsor for LA Olympics in 2028. What do you guys think about Mr. Beacon? Beacon, is there anything that you want to tell the crowd?
Beacon. Yes, Beacon.
Attaboy. Beacon also loves tennis balls very much, as you can see. You ready? Go get it. Attaboy, Beacon. Give it up for Beacon, the therapy dog that saves us all.
Drop it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's one last thing we want to do before we get to the award ceremony. Do I have any singers in the house? Does anybody like to sing? I see some hands raised. DJ, what song do you got for us to sing along to?
A smell of wine and cheese on you. Here we go. Don't stop. Reaching out.
They're not tight.
I know.
right. We're going to get started with the award ceremony here in just a moment. You guys have been awesome tonight. Give it up for these athletes as they come to the floor to accept their awards.
Years ago, right here in New Orleans, one of the most familiar faces in the gymnastics community made history. That August, John Roethlisberger dominated the all-around competition at the U.S. Gymnastics Championships, taking the all-around title by nearly 3 points to win his 4th U.S. all-around crown. Combined with his titles in 1990, 92, and 1993, John was the first man in 29 years to win 4 national all-around titles. John was also a 4-time U.S. champion on pommel horse, a 3-time Olympian, a 3-time NCAA all-around champion, and a member of the USA Gymnastics Hall of Fame. Fans around the country now know him as a commentator for NBC Sports. John will be presenting tonight's all-around awards during tonight's medal ceremony, so please, let's all welcome back to New Orleans 1995 U.S. Men's all-around champion, John Roethlisberger. At this time, we'd like to take a moment for some very special presentations. This evening, we recognize 3 of the shining lights of the past year in men's program of USA Gymnastics. We honor the 2025 men's coach, men's athlete, and men's sports person of the year. Your 2025 Sports Person of the Year for University of Michigan, Frederick Richard. Your 2025 Athlete of the Year for Evo Gymnastics, Stephen Nedorosik. And the 2025 Senior Coach of the Year, Xiao Yuan, University of Michigan. Many thanks to our presenters for these awards. 2008 Olympic bronze medalist Kevin Tan. And 2024 Coach of the Year Tom Guillemi. Frederick Richards, Stephen Nedorosik, and Xiao Yuan. The USA Gymnastics Men's Program Sports Person, Athlete, and Senior Coach of the Year, respectively. And now we present the individual event awards for the senior men's competition of the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. We begin tonight's ceremony with the presentation of awards on floor. In sixth place, from University of Michigan, Frederick Richard. In fifth place, from Evo Gymnastics, Jackson Harrison. In fourth place, from University of Michigan, Charlie Larson. In third place, earning the bronze medal, from Stanford University, Jun Ewai. In second place, winning the silver medal, from Ohio State University, Cameron Nelson. In first place, the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships Senior Floor Champion, winning the gold medal, from Stanford University, Asher Ha. Here they are, the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships Floor Exercise medalists. We continue now with the awards presentation for Pommel Horse. In sixth place, representing Ohio State University, Parker Thaxton. In fifth place, from Evo Gymnastics, Stephen Nedorosik. In fourth place, for University of Illinois, Preston Guy. In third place, earning the bronze medal, from Evo Gymnastics, Brody Malone. In second place, winning the silver medal, from University of Illinois, Brandon Dang. In first place, the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships Senior Men's Pommel Horse Champion, winning the gold medal, from Air Force Men's Gymnastics, Patrick Hoops. There they are, the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships Pommel Horse medalists. And now for our award ceremony for still rings. In sixth place, from West Point Gymnastics, Dante Reeve. In fifth place, from Evo Gymnastics, Alex Steve. In fourth place, from Penn State University, Luke Esparro. In third place, winning the bronze medal, from Evo Gymnastics, Donnell Wittenberg. In second place, and earning the silver medal, from Evo Gymnastics, Brody Malone. In first place, the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships Men's Still Rings Champion, winning the gold medal from Stanford University, Asher Hahn. Here they are, your 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships Still Rings medalists. And now, please welcome our Vault Award winners, the athletes that competed and completed 2 vaults in competition on each night. Finishing in 4th place for University of Oklahoma, Sasha Boganosiuk. Finishing in 3rd place and earning the bronze medal for University of Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. Winning the silver medal and in 2nd place for Ohio State University, Cameron Nelson. The 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships Vault Champion, earning the gold medal for Stanford University, Asher Hahn. There they are, the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships Vault medalists. And now please welcome the Parallel Bars Award winners. Finishing in 6th place, representing University of Michigan, Crew Bold. In 5th place, from University of Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. In 4th place, from Stanford University, Taylor Burkhardt. In 3rd place, earning the bronze medal from Evo Gymnastics, Danelle Wittenberg. In 2nd place, and earning the silver medal from Stanford University, Asher Hahn. In 1st place, the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships Senior Men's Parallel Bars Champion, winning the gold medal from Evo Gymnastics, Brody Malone. There they are, your 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships Parallel Bars medalists. And now please welcome your High Bar Award winners. In 6th place, representing Stanford University, Colt Walker. In 5th place, from Evo Gymnastics, Brody Malone. In 4th place, from University of Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. Finishing in 3rd place and earning the bronze medal, from University of Michigan, Frederick Richard. In 2nd place and earning the silver medal, from University of Michigan, Crew Bold. In 1st place, the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships Senior High Bar Champion, winning the gold medal, from Stanford University, Taylor Burkhart. Here they are, your 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships High Bar medalists. And now, once again, please welcome the man who's here to present the all-around awards for senior men, your 3-time Olympian, John Roethlisberger. We now continue with the presentation of awards with the all-around awards in the senior men's competition of the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. In 6th place, from Stanford University, June Iwai. In 5th place, from Penn State University, Joshua Carnes. In 4th place, from Stanford University, Colt Walker. In 3rd place and earning the bronze medal, from University of Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. In 2nd place and earning the silver medal, for University of Michigan, Frederick Richard. In first place, the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships Senior Men's All-Around Champion, winning the gold medal from Stanford University, Asher Hahn. There they are, the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships Senior Men's All-Around Medalists. Please join us in welcoming back your 2025 Junior Men's National Team, presented by Xfinity. The members who were recognized earlier today after the Junior Men's competition: Lincoln Dubin, Jay Watkins, Hunter Simpson, Maxim Khan, Peyton Borner, Cooper Gunderson, Hunter Egan, and Jackson Korecki. The remaining 6 spots on the USA Junior Men's National Team will be named at a later date. Let's hear it loud and proud for your 2025 USA Gymnastics Junior Men's National Team, presented by Xfinity. And now, please welcome the senior men's gymnast who has earned the automatic spot on the senior national team and world championships team. Asher Hahn. The remainder of the men's senior and junior national teams will be decided by a selection committee and announced at a later date. But one more time, let's hear it for your USA national team representative, Asher Hahn. Gymnastics fans, we want to thank you for your support of the incredible athletes competing this weekend at Smoothie King Center here in beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana for the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships. Come on back tomorrow to cheer on in the final day of competition the junior women in the afternoon and the senior women in the evening of the 2025 Xfinity U.S. Championships. For a full list of events, visit usgymchampionships.com. Thank you for your support of these USA Gymnastics gymnasts, and please have a safe trip home.